If you're over 60, you've earned respect. So why does it sometimes feel like family forgets that? Whether it's subtle comments or being left out, today we're talking about 7 behaviors no one over 60 should tolerate, especially from the people closest to them. We're covering real-life examples you might recognize, and how to respond calmly but firmly. These aren't just about hurt feelings. They're about setting healthy boundaries for your well-being. Let's get into it. Being dismissed or talked down to as we get older, one of the most common, yet quietly painful, disrespectful behaviors from family is being dismissed or talked down to. It can be subtle, like a sigh when you share your opinion, or more obvious, like someone saying, "You wouldn't understand." It's a younger generation thing. The truth is, age does not take away your intelligence, your experience, or your right to be heard. You've lived through decades of change, raised families, managed households, worked jobs, and seen more than most younger people can even imagine. That deserves respect, not condescension. Unfortunately, some family members may not even realize they're doing it. They may interrupt you, finish your sentences, or explain things you already know, as if you're incapable of understanding. That can leave you feeling small, invisible, or even question your own memory or value. Here's the good news: you have the right to speak up, and there are respectful, calm ways to remind others that your voice matters. Try saying something like, "I've actually had experience with this before. Can I share my perspective?" Or, "I may be older, but I'm still learning and thinking just like anyone else." These gentle statements let the other person know that you expect to be included and respected without turning the conversation into a confrontation. If it keeps happening, it's okay to be more direct. "I notice I'm being interrupted a lot. Can we slow down so everyone has a chance to speak?" The key is to set boundaries without anger. Because yourself, respect, and peace of mind are more important than avoiding a slightly uncomfortable moment. Remember, communication is a two-way street. By calmly pointing out dismissive behavior, you also give your family a chance to reflect and do better. Sometimes, they just need a reminder. And finally, know this: speaking up for yourself isn't selfish or dramatic. It's a powerful form of self-care, and it sends a message that you know your worth. At any age, your voice matters. And especially after 60, it should only get louder, wiser, and more appreciated. Assuming you can always help without asking, one of the most common forms of unintentional disrespect toward older adults, especially those over 60, is when family members assume you're always available to help without even asking first. Whether it's babysitting the grandkids, running errands, cooking for gatherings, or taking care of others' responsibilities, the assumption is often the same: you've got the time, so you can help. But here's the thing: just because you're retired or not working full time anymore doesn't mean your time isn't valuable. In fact, this stage of life should be about balance. Doing what brings you joy, resting when you need it, and helping when you choose to, not because it's expected. When helping becomes a silent obligation rather than a choice, it can lead to stress, resentment, and even physical exhaustion. You might not want to say no because you love your family and want to support them. But constantly putting others first, especially when it's assumed you'll say yes, can wear you down over time. It's important to gently remind your loved ones that your time is your own and that help should never be taken for granted. Here's a way to respond if you're feeling overwhelmed. "I love spending time with the kids, but I also need some time for myself. Can we plan ahead so I can let you know when I'm available?" Or try this: "I'm happy to help sometimes, but I also have things I've planned for myself. I hope you understand. You don't owe anyone an apology for setting healthy boundaries. Being clear and kind is enough. And if someone reacts negatively, that says more about their expectations than your decision. People who truly respect you will adjust and understand once you speak up. Helping out can be a joy, but it should come from the heart, not from guilt, pressure, or routine assumption. You've spent much of your life giving to others. Now, it's okay to give a little more time and care to yourself. Setting these boundaries isn't selfish. It's a form of self-respect. And the truth is, when you take care of your own needs, you're in a better place to be present and loving when you do choose to help. You deserve that balance. Making jokes at your expense later brings families together. But sometimes, jokes cross a line, especially when they're made at your expense. And if you're over 60, chances are you've heard a few that didn't feel so funny. It might start innocently. Someone pokes fun at your memory, your hearing, or how long it takes you to get up from the couch. Maybe they say things like, "Don't forget your cane," or You probably don't know how to use this. It's a new gadget. Everyone laughs, except you. The problem is, when jokes are repeated over time and no one calls them out, they stop being funny. They start to feel like little jabs, reminders that your age is something to be laughed at. Or worse, something that makes you less capable, less with it, or even less included. This kind of humor may seem harmless to others, but it chips away at your confidence and dignity. It can make you feel like a burden, like your value is being reduced to a stereotype. That's not okay, especially coming from the people who are supposed to love and respect you most. So how can you respond? Start by staying calm and collected. You don't need to match their tone. Your strength is in your clarity. Try saying, "I know you meant that as a joke, but I'd rather not be the punchline." Or, "When you joke about my memory like that, it doesn't feel good. I'd appreciate a little more respect." You don't have to explain or defend your feelings. If something hurts, that's reason enough to ask for it to stop. Some family members may feel uncomfortable or brush it off. But often, people don't realize they've crossed a line until you speak up. Your words are powerful. Use them with confidence. And here's the most important part: you deserve to be treated with dignity at every age. Humor should bring people together, not isolate someone. If a joke makes you feel small, it's not worth the laugh. Your wisdom, your experience, your story, all of that deserves respect. Never let anyone make you feel otherwise. Ignoring your boundaries as we age. One of the most important things we can protect is our peace of mind, and that starts with setting clear, healthy boundaries. Unfortunately, some family members still cross those lines, not always with bad intentions, but with a lack of respect or understanding. Have you ever told someone not to call late at night, but they still do, or asked for some quiet time, only to be interrupted anyway? Maybe you've said no to babysitting or helping out, but they show up anyway, assuming you'll say yes in the end. That's not just inconsiderate. That's a sign your boundaries are being ignored. It's easy to feel guilty for saying no, especially when it comes to family. You may have been the dependable one for decades, always stepping in, always saying yes. But now, in this chapter of life, your time and energy deserve just as much protection as anyone else's. Setting boundaries doesn't mean you love your family any less. It means you love yourself enough to protect your mental, emotional, and physical well-being. If someone repeatedly pushes past your limits, it's okay to speak up, clearly and calmly. For example, "I need some quiet time in the evenings. Please don't stop by without calling first." Or, "I know you're used to me saying yes, but I really need to rest today. I'm not available." You don't need to explain yourself in great detail or apologize. A boundary is not a request. It's a statement of what's best for you. And remember, the people who truly respect and care about you will adjust. If they don't, that says more about them than it does about you. Protecting your space, your time, and your energy is not selfish. It's necessary. After 60, you've earned the right to choose how you spend your days, without guilt, pressure, or interruption. So the next time someone ignores a boundary, pause and remind yourself, my needs matter too. Because they do. And when you honor your boundaries, you're teaching others to honor them too. Leaving you out of important conversations, one of the most hurtful forms of disrespect that people over 60 often experience, especially from family, is being left out of important conversations. And it doesn't always look obvious. You might find out about a major family decision after it's already been made. Maybe someone made plans for your home, your time, or even your healthcare without fully including you. Or perhaps your adult children discuss things in front of you, assuming you'll just go along with it. Being left out like this can feel frustrating, confusing, and honestly, disrespectful. Because here's the truth: age doesn't make your opinions less valid. In fact, with decades of experience and wisdom, your voice should be valued more, not less. Whether it's a family vacation, finances, medical choices, or future plans, you deserve a seat at the table when those decisions affect your life. Sometimes family members leave you out because they think they're protecting you. They might say things like, "We didn't want to stress you out," or, "We've already got it handled." While their intentions might be good, the impact is not. It sends the message that your input isn't needed, or worse, that you can't handle the conversation. So how do you respond? Start by speaking up with confidence. You can say, "I appreciate that you want to help, but I'd like to be part of this conversation." Or, "This affects me, and I'd like my thoughts to be heard before any decisions are made." You're not being difficult or demanding. You're asking for the basic respect you've earned. It's also okay to remind your family that involvement helps you feel connected and informed, not overwhelmed. Clarity and inclusion are far more comforting than being left in the dark. If the pattern continues, set a clear expectation. If there's something important being discussed that affects me, I need to be included, not informed afterward. Your voice matters, your perspective is valuable, and your life is still yours. Never let anyone make decisions about you without you. Remember, being respected means being part of the conversation, not just watching it happen. Treating you like you're fragile or incapable. One of the more subtle, but deeply frustrating, forms of disrespect many people face after 60 is when family members begin treating you like you're fragile, helpless, or incapable of doing things on your own. They may mean well. Maybe they're trying to help or protect you. But when they constantly hover, take over tasks you didn't ask for help with, or assume you can't handle things, it sends the message that you've somehow lost your ability to think, act, or decide for yourself. It can feel like you're being boxed into a role you didn't choose. The elder, who must now be coddled or taken care of, instead of the capable, independent adult you've always been. Examples of this might include someone grabbing something out of your hands before you even ask, speaking for you at the doctor's office, or telling you not to worry about finances or decisions that directly affect you. It can be subtle, but over time, it chips away at your dignity and self-confidence. Yes, your body may change. You may take longer with some things or need help occasionally. But that doesn't mean you're incapable. Here's the key: support is wonderful when it's invited. What you deserve is respectful support, not overprotection. If you're feeling smothered or dismissed, speak up. Try saying, "I know you want to help, but I'd like to try this on my own first." Earth. "I appreciate your concern, but I can make this decision for myself." These responses are polite but firm. A gentle reminder that you're still in charge of your own life. You can also set boundaries ahead of time, especially with adult children or caregivers. Please ask before stepping in. I'll let you know when I truly need help. By asserting your independence in a calm, respectful way, you protect not just your freedom, but your self-worth. Being over 60 doesn't mean you're fragile. It means you've gathered a lifetime of strength. Never let anyone make you feel small just because they assume they know what's best for you. You still know what you need, and you always have the right to speak up for it. Guilt tripping you into things as you get older? You may notice that some family members use guilt to get what they want, often without realizing it. They may say things like, "We'll never see you anymore. The kids miss you. You must not care. I guess you're just too busy for us now." And at first, these comments might sound harmless, even loving. But over time, they can make you feel like you're constantly letting others down, even when you've done nothing wrong. This is called guilt tripping, and it's a subtle form of emotional manipulation. The truth is, your time and energy are just as important now as they've ever been. You have the right to rest, to say no, and to choose how you spend your days, without feeling pressured or shamed for it. Many older adults, especially those over 60, feel a strong desire to stay connected to their families. That's natural. But when that connection turns into a one-sided obligation, driven by guilt instead of love, it becomes unhealthy. Guilt tripping can show up in small ways. Maybe you're made to feel bad for not attending every event, or for not offering to help every time someone needs a favor. The pressure builds quietly, and before you know it, you're saying yes, just to avoid conflict or hurt feelings. But here's something important to remember: saying no doesn't make you selfish. It means you're choosing what's right for you, and that's okay. If you sense someone is using guilt to sway you, gently call it out. You might say, "I love spending time with you, but I also need to take care of myself. Please don't make me feel bad for that." Or, "I understand you miss me. I miss you too. But let's make plans when it works for both of us." These responses are respectful, but they also protect your emotional boundaries. The people who truly care about you will learn to accept your no, without making you feel wrong for it. And when you say yes, it will come from a place of joy, not guilt. You've given so much to others throughout your life. Now it's time to give yourself the freedom to say, "I've done enough. I am enough. And I don't need to earn anyone's love." You deserve peace, not pressure. If any of this felt familiar, you're not alone. And you do have the right to speak up. Tap like if this helped you. Subscribe for more gentle health and life guidance. And leave a comment if you've experienced one of these behaviors. we're building a supportive space for you. Your age is your strength, not something to hide or apologize for. You've come too far to accept anything less than kindness and respect, especially from family. Take care, and we'll see you next time.